Danger! The following episode contains flammable material. Maintain a safe distance and keep an extinguisher on hand at all times. The Fireworks Brigade is now online.
John, you're halfway across the world.
And I'm halfway tired too.
No, I think you're fully tired.
Oh my God, so sleep deprived. I think I finally went to bed at 5:30 or 5 o'clock yesterday morning, 7 o'clock the morning before. I mean, I went to sleep early, but I wake up and I can't fall back to sleep. Then I fall back to sleep around 6 or 7, and then I wake up, I got to be at, usually I start my day like between 10 and 11. So, So it's been crazy.
You go into bed in the morning, so you're completely, what is that? Because you're out partying all night, or?
No, I'm just wired at night. It's like my, it's 13-hour time difference. So until I catch up, like what happened like last night, I fell asleep. I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm on the computer. My eyes are killing me. I'm just going to lay down. It was 7 o'clock at night, which I normally wouldn't do. But the more you try and fight it, it doesn't mean you're going to sleep longer. So I just try and crash when I'm tired. So I went to bed at 7 last night and got up at like 10:15 and had a banana. And then, and I don't watch TV. So I got back on the computer. I did a little more work. Then around 1 a.m., I start getting sleepy, and then got up again at, 3:30, and then up until 7.
So your sleep cycle is way off.
Way off. And you sleep 2 hours here and you feel like you slept 8 hours. Like this morning I fell asleep at 7. No, last night I fell asleep at 7 o'clock, got up at 10:15. I felt like I slept 8 hours. It was like, it's a deep sleep, but you think it's like 5 in the morning when you wake up, and it's, 3 hours later. And it was like,
right,
Jesus.
Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, oh gosh, yeah. So, but let's tell everybody where you are.
Cool. Right now, I'm in Luoyang, China, and working in the Yintian. You can't really see, but whatever. I'm working at the Yintian Hotel, waiting for my next appointment, which will be here at 7:30. So I guess we can't talk for hours, but he comes in at 7:30. So you got 45 minutes.
There you go.
Well, we got as long as we want because they wait for me no matter what. So now I'm going to go to dinner at one of my favorite restaurants here in Luoyang. It's an Italian restaurant. And I might even run into Matt from Dominator. Usually he's there eating dinner sometimes as well. If you're American and you don't like Chinese food, you're going to wind up at this restaurant. Now the Italian people, I'll see them there every night, and I'll see them there for lunch every day. But of course, now I don't stay here anymore. So I stay in Changsha. So Changsha is about an hour away. So today I had a meeting at 11 a.m. and I had one at 2 p.m. and then a lunch after that meeting. And then they drove me to this beautiful old hotel, which I don't miss one bit at all. And so then I work here in the lobby and wait for the next driver. And then the next guy will go for dinner and with Sky Pioneer. And then he'll take me back to Changsha to the hotel.
So who have you seen so far? You've only been there a couple of days. Sounds like you got a pretty
oh my God. Yeah. Let's see. I've seen I've talked to almost everyone, but so far I've seen T-Sky, Red Lantern, Sky Pioneer.
Oh wow.
Pyro Moy. Who else did I meet with? Happy Family, Raccoon. So yeah, so far we're doing good. We're knocking them all out. It's like a baseball player, hit them out of the park.
Who's picking you up today? Who do you got left to see?
Oh, I have so many people to see yet. I still got to see Winda. I got to see a few others, but today's just going to be Sky Pioneer tonight.
That's got to be one of the drawbacks of having so many vendors that you deal with, is these, you have to keep up communication with all of them.
Yeah. I yeah, I mean it is a big problem, but I don't know, I'm just different. I guess if I didn't have as many vendors, then I guess I'd be doing more private label. But if we're doing more private label, you need to buy more cases of each item, and it's not as much fun for me to do private label when you can't pick out the effects and customize what you want. Anyone could do a label. So if I'm going to do a label for a Red Lantern product, might as well just buy it from Red Lantern. It's kind of stupid, in my opinion.
You,
And then if you do want your own effects, it takes a year and a half now to get, or a season and a half to get done.
right. So what you're saying is a lot of people, they'll just come up with a label. Hey, let's call this one, Guns
Yeah.
N' Roses. And they'll just say, here, slap this label on whatever you got. And they don't
Yeah.
care because when we've talked about this many times, the label
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
critical in what sells. But at the end of the day, like we made Cartel Night, you had a certain vision in your mind. It's going to be red, right?
Yeah.
Red with some
Yeah.
breaks. It's going to be loud. This is, so you not only do you execute and deliver the packaging, you also execute and deliver the effects that are in the box. But yeah, and I guess there's nothing wrong. Somebody once smarter than me said variety is the spice of life, right?
Well, you know what? I always tell people, look at Sears. Great, big company, huge. They had a big catalog. Everybody ordered from them and they did great, but they only sold one item. Sears order brand was Kenmore and Craftsman Tools. And then what happened over years, people pop up, Circuit City, Best Buy, I don't, whatever, Home Depot, Builder Square, and they offer variety, and Sears didn't offer variety. So my point is, for me, it's a lot easier to buy wholesale merchandise from me when you have 22 vendors to choose from. I mean? Why should I try and force people in the Wise Guy brand or Sin City or Sky Slam or Pyro Slut when they can buy those items, of course, and those we try and make as custom as we can. But the rest of them, why not? I mean, the internet, all these people have something nice, and the internet has made them more easy to see from people back home. So people will come in and ask for Happy Family. Oh, do you have Raccoon? Do you have Miracle? Yeah, we do. You know what I mean? So because they're not going to see every Wise Guy item on YouTube. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not going to, you got all kinds of people selling these products. So it's just easier for me, I think,
Unfortunately, they go to your website, they might not see all the labels either.
Yes. Tell me about it. But according, and it's a good thing that I don't wrap my whole life around watching my own website, because obviously I just have too much to do.
And I was, since I've been curating some of these labels for the dealer show, I should probably send these labels to Jacob, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
Yes,
because he's supposed to be getting paid to do it. Steve doesn't give them to him. Nobody gives them. He's like, no, give me the information. I'll put it on. I got a new guy in Denmark working for me doing the website for NJ. Well, now it's called whatever. We're doing another website for us. So and then they work remote out of these other countries, and let him handle it because he's got the time to do it, and and they need the money, and it's easy, so
and going back to the diversification discussion, I would imagine having so many vendors, it also gives you the opportunity to seek better prices. If you got a bunch of people, if you got a bunch of people looking for your business, which sounds like you do, because your schedule is chock full here, you can, hey, so and so, I'm getting this, how can you match that? Can you beat it? And you could play them off each other. I mean, banking business, it happens all the time. Hey, I can go down the street to,
especially
get a better rate.
It's a lot better now because a lot of people have items in stock. Before, years ago when I first started coming to China, you ordered what you wanted, and before I'd be coming home, there'd be a container on the water. That's not possible anymore. So now everybody realized, the big companies, if they can afford it, just like we have to do, you have to stockpile merchandise. So, and that's what these companies are making. They're making money in China, are the ones stockpiling merchandise.
Right.
But you run the risk. There's a CIQ test. If that runs out, if that expires, you got to change the cartons. We got to unpack everything, get new cartons printed, repack it. It comes with expense, but it's a lot easier to. You can't rely on production in China no more. So they have to stockpile when they can stockpile, which is
Well,
what we do. We stockpile all year long.
yeah, and oh, bless you. And
Excuse me.
that's why you've been building so many warehouses out in North Dakota to store all this
Yeah.
stuff. And so you can you can never fully control your own destiny in a business,
No.
but but what a business person does is their best to control what you can control. And you knew that, hey, I'm better off and I'm more profitable and I'm more mobile and just more mobile if I can have all this stuff here. And sometimes,
Well, yeah. Basically, if you get a order for $30,000, dollars, just say, and when you get the order, you take the order, and then you go to the warehouse and pull it, and you can only really ship the guy 17,000. Well, the company lost 13,000 in revenue. We're not going to talk about profits and all that. We're just talking about 13,000 in revenue.
cash flow.
Yeah. So, and some of the items, like staple items, you need to have. So I'd rather have a bunch of staple items. You can always talk them into a different 500-gram cake or 200-gram cake, or an assortment for that matter, or a reloadable. But when it comes to garden and spring, Saturn missile batteries, frogs, tanks, smoke balls, you better have that in stock, because once you lose it, sparklers, once you lose it, you're not going to get it back, So, and everybody in China wants to do a bunch of cakes. Everyone wants to do that. That's easy,
Right, and that they're more profitable, they're bigger ticket.
Yeah. The assortments, they all can make an assortment, but they want to make a cake assortment. They don't want to make a little novelty assortment anymore, or has a nice variety like Wise Guy assortment tray, And there's our buddy Dino calling. How do I get that off without hitting up? So yeah, so that's kind of what what we're here for now. Right now, we're seeing what's going to make it, what's not going to make it, what'll maximize the ship date by May 15th. What's going to go on there, and that's what we're looking at right now.
So what has changed in China over the last several years where the lead time has grown so much? What's gone on?
Less factories. Was
that from
more
COVID?
regulation? No, it's a lot of these factories get investors, and if they don't make money, then the investors don't give them money when it's time for renewing the licenses and doing all that stuff, and they end up, or say an investor gives you money and you might get your money back, but you didn't really make the interest you thought you were going to make. Well, then that's not a good investment for you, so you just don't do it.
They didn't get a return.
If the factories don't get a return on their investment, or the investors don't get a return on their investment, then sometimes they pull out, then the factory owner's got no choice. But because of licensing and regulation, it did get rid of a lot of smaller factories, So some of the bigger ones bought some of the bigger ones, some of the smaller ones were such disarray that they just, they just didn't open again, So that has changed. And then your shutdown periods have really changed over the years, in the last 25 years. They were never shut down all summer long. Now we're shut down for 2 months, mandatory. Before it was, well, it's real hot, we got to shut down. Oh, it's got cooler, we can open. Now it's, no matter if it's cold in July, you're shut down, So, and then, you got government elections, and you got so many, holidays, or the government's having a meeting, then nobody can work because they don't want any negative press if a explosion happens. They be having a meeting in Beijing. They're not going to let you do fireworks here just because they don't want any negative press if something happens,
Wow.
So there's a lot of,
very political.
in my best opinion, and even some of the Chinese people, a lot of them agreed with me. From what I see over the last, all these years, it seems like the government lets you get so high and then they knock you down a little bit and they let you come back up. They keep you hungry. You know what I mean? And, obviously there's a ton of rich people here in China, but a lot of the business owners and all, rolling blackouts. What does rolling blackouts do to your company? It keeps you shut down.
Right.
When they shut down when they open up the let you open up the what do you call it, the chemical line, the powder line. Well, the powder line can only be open 4 hours a day. Well, what does that do to production? I mean, if you can't get the powder after so many hours, then you can't do nothing till the next day.
Right. If there's no powder, you can't make a firework.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of things that they do, that kind of keep you, it seems like they kind of keep you in line, If there's one factor here is an explosion, every factory shut down until the government comes around and rechecks them all.
Okay.
Even if you didn't have nothing to do with it. So I guess what would that be called? A different government regime,
Right. Well, yeah, they just stop everybody out of the pool. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we can't.
If I were a company down the street blows up, it's not going to affect me. It's going to make my business even better,
Right.
But not here. That's just not the way it works.
Yeah. And
So
I don't know if we've ever really talked about that. So you don't really think about that, but at the end of the day, whoever you're working for, whoever's building you a firework, do they do it soup to nuts? Do they manufacture the powder and the labels and put it together and then sell it? Or do they buy the powder from a different company? Do they buy the...
Oh, no, they buy the powder from a company, but they have to mix it. They buy the chemicals from a different company. They have to mix the chemicals to make the powder. So they do that in-house,
So in-house, they mix
then
the chemicals to make a different color or whatever.
Yeah, and a whole separate area of the big giant factory out there. That's why they call it the powder line, So they're up in these little houses mixing the powder, making the powder, and then bring it down to the other part of the factory that puts the powder in. It's all done in stages.
Right.
Some companies even make their own glue. Other companies buy the glue. Some companies even have cardboard machines that make their own tubes and cardboard. Other companies buy the tubes. Just depends,
It depends on the size of the company, I would imagine.
Yeah, and here in Luoyang, some even companies have printing presses. They print their own labels. It's how much control do you want? It's like fireworks companies own their own trucks because they have control of their shipping better. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of factories here that do everything from, making the labels, printing the boxes. Doing everything right in house. And then other companies it's cheaper to buy the glue, cheaper to buy the tubes already made, and less workers, less people to depend on. Depends on the size of the company and how much control you want.
Right.
But,
yeah. Right. Yeah. At the end of the day, we just talked about that a little earlier. It's how much control you can only control what you can control. But I guess in a perfect world, you would be able to control everything, but you don't have the capabilities.
Well, and even in the United States, some of the big companies, you take like Palumbo Construction. Years ago, he had a problem, renting lights, on the highway. Everyone was working midnight, all that stuff. So he had a hard time renting lights. So he went out and opened up his own lighting company. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at least he had lights for himself, and that's a different company. And and then if someone else needs lights, you give them your lights if you're not using them.
You rent them
So
out. Yeah,
it's whatever you can control.
And the next thing you know, you got
and that's kind of what
business.
we do. Yeah.
The next thing you know, you got a
and that's kind of what. Yeah. But you control a lot more, at least if you, and it's, of course, if you have the money. If you have the money, I would buy the printing press. I'd do everything in house if I had the money and the space to do that. And there's certainly a lot of businesses here to have a lot of space.
That was going to be my
and
next
it's
question.
cheap to build buildings.
If you could, if you could, do whatever, what would you do out of your process? What would you create in order to make your life easier? Would it be a shipping company? Would it be a a manufacturing company, what would you do for Starr Fireworks? What would be helpful for you? What business would you create to make your life easier?
For here, I would like to create more of an assortment line company that just does assortments, because a lot of factories here wait to the very end to do assortments. They don't have the space. So when we clear out this space, when anyone takes their merchandise, then we're going to put up the assortment line and we're going to make the assortments here. And by the time they do all that, you're always under the gun. You're always waiting for pieces. So if you had a company like there was years ago that just had a really nice assortment line, I think if you had an assortment line, you would probably get a lot of the other factories to give you business. Other, what do you call it, trading companies would probably say, hey, I'm going to ship it as merchandise, put it together for me. That's always been, before I would open up another label, like that's all you have is a bunch of labels in China. Before I did that, I would probably do like an assortment and lineup,
You're not really making anything. You're just putting it together.
Yeah. And then it's so much. So you can pay your people a little bit more money because that's all you do. Because in the factory, the workers don't want to do the assortments because it's more time consuming. They can pack a box with, 400 or 500 gram cakes, made to pack a box in 15 seconds. Well, you're not going to get that many assortment cases done as you could just packing a box with 4 pieces.
Right.
Or whatever, just as an example.
I'm sure you've thought of this, but what is is that something you could do in North Dakota? Buy a bunch of cases, a bunch of different pieces and make your own assortment. I mean, you do the brown box assortment.
Well, in North Dakota, then you run into higher labor costs.
Yeah.
And then you have to get all the stuff packaged in China and then sent over. And then we got to open up all those little, clustering bees. You got to open everything up to cardboard. It's nice when you can just, deliver a box in bulk to a factory here,
Right.
And there's been some regulations they've changed in that as well too. But for me to do in North Dakota, basically the biggest thing is probably the labor cost.
Yeah.
And if you're not there to watch them, they start talking, they're going, you can get people and a group can, geez, me and my mother used to do the assortments years ago and we'd knock them all out. Yeah. The brown box, we'd knock them all out. I followed Portillo's lineup of having like all the cases in the middle. Yeah. They don't even do that at Starr Fireworks anymore. They're just, I set everything up and then they're in line behind each other talking. And if you're there working, yeah, they're running through. But if they start talking and then their phone, start texting, you can't control it, And people in China here in the factories are machined because they get paid per piece. And that's kind of what we'd have to do in the United States. But God forbid, nobody wants to do that because they don't want to work that hard. So,
right. Yeah. So you're still doing the brown box assortment for 2026, right?
Oh, yeah. We're done already. Yeah, we're done already.
Done already.
Yeah.
Ooh, we've got an unboxing in our future.
Yeah, we're done already.
You should get like a America 250 sticker for that thing this year, I'm feeling.
You know what? That's a very, very good. I'll tell you, Ron, I don't know how much they pay at the bank, but you're worth every penny, every penny.
You know what I mean? We have a bunch of illustrations we've just created. We could slap.
I could just see if you were a teller, you'd slap a sticker, America 250, on their money. You would
right on the top of the bill, on the little
cover
packet.
Yeah. Well, I'd cover some of those presidents, like Lincoln. I just cover him right up. Yeah. But yeah, that's a very good idea. Yeah, exactly. Because we don't want to date nothing, but we can certainly put them on as a sticker.
We got that Uncle Sam illustration, right? We got we could put that on there and just put on there, whatever. America's birthday bash. We can call it America's birthday bash in a box.
Do we have any artwork on that? Do we have anything like that or no?
Well, we have the Uncle Sam. The
I want you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put her on.
Let me. I gotta look at that artwork, see what it looks like. Maybe we could have I can make the stickers in China here.
Yeah, you know the dimensions, right? I would call it because we're
I don't know
calling it,
anything really.
huh? What's the
I
dimension?
really don't know. I don't really know anything off the top of my head. I have to look through emails and find it,
No,
but
no, you could find the dimension, the dimensions of the box, the dimensions of the sticker you're going to need, right?
oh yeah. Yeah. Those
Yeah,
dimensions I
yeah.
know.
So
Yeah.
just, I can get you any illustration, but I would
Well,
just,
we'd have to we'd have to run it long ways instead of width
right.
ways.
We could
Yeah.
have Kyle,
Landscaping.
you just give me the dimensions. We could have Kyle do it in a second, but
Yeah.
I would call it, birthday bash in a box.
Yeah. Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we need we need a sticker that says birthday bash in a box, America 250 or
I
something.
can have that for you later today.
Okay. Yeah. Because then you do have the box is 6 inches tall, 24 inches long, but you don't need it to go 24 inches. It could just go 12 by 6 or 12 by 4. This way we don't have to make sure we don't have to like stick it on just perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Birthday bash in a box. It's done. Look at that. We just created something. To see.
I'm telling you, like I said, they whatever they're paying you, they should at least give you their 15%.
There you go. I'll take
for
it.
your creative ideas.
I got to put siding on my house.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, it never ends with that house.
No, it never does. I'm gonna,
God.
we're talking about. Pauline and I were having dinner the other day, and we were talking about, our good friend of ours, Jim Spinola, put his mother in a, older elder care. She's in her mid 90s, and it's it's like $9,000 a month.
A month? Oh yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, some are 12.
Well, yeah, and even Jim Spinola was like, it's not the greatest place in the world, but and I'm thinking for 9,000 a month, good God, man. So, but but Pauline, we're having dinner. She didn't skip a beat, because I know because they literally make you sign over your house, all your assets, everything in these elder care.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Because if you're paying the 9,000 a month, then I don't think you have to sign over anything. But if you
they look at your assets and everything, and they know, and they'll just, but they won't kick you out, I guess. If you sign over the house, and your equity.
Yeah, if you sign over, they won't kick you out. That's why they're opening them so many. It's a big money racket,
But yeah, Pauline literally said though, if that was us, she's like, I wouldn't, the house is, mine. Basically, she said, I don't care what happens to you. I'm not giving up this house. I'm like, oh, great. Good to know. Yeah.
Well, the trouble with your house now is you can never move because you have every room. You don't even have I don't even have enough room for your TV sets alone, I mean,
yeah.
You have 3 family rooms. That's 3 TVs that I know of. You probably have one in your bedroom, Dean's room. I mean, I don't even have. I got one.
I'm in my office. I got one right here on the wall.
Yeah. You put one in my office just to aggravate me.
I like that one, man. So while you're out there, who treats you the best? Like who's like? Is it raccoon? Is it?
Oh, they all treat me equally. Yeah. I do like meeting with the people from Raccoon because I love the owner of Raccoon. Some people are just closer to Legend is great. We've been friends for many years, but everyone is fine. Robin, of course, Sky Pioneer. You're talking about, 25 years ago going to China. So, I mean, there's so many people here that I look forward to it now. You know what I mean? There's a time where I still get anxious about the plane ride, but I actually look forward to coming just to see everybody, but all equally treat me.
You really get anxious about a plane ride? You've been flying. You got
that long ride of a plane ride. Yeah. Just, the day before it kind of like, oh God, you know what I mean? But of course it works a lot better in business class than it used to. I mean, so it's a lot better that way.
Yeah. But once you're there, you're happy you're there.
No, once I'm there and, sleep deprivation doesn't bother me as much because at home I stay up real late anyways. It's, I'm just not an early morning guy, I guess. So I'll never be. So, I start my meetings here 11 o'clock, 10 a.m. maybe. And that's it,
You and I together, because I'm always up in the morning and I go to bed by 8 o'clock. You and I could rule the world. We would be 24/7. We'd be just.
Oh, yeah.
Ron's up. I'm going to bed. John's up. I'm going to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'd
See,
kick ass in the morning. You'd kick ass in the evening.
yeah, that's how it's supposed to be at Starr, where one person takes the 7 a.m. shift and kicks ass, and then the other guy comes in I come in at 10 and then stay till 2 in the morning. It's I wish it'd be that easy to have a first and second shift. I have like the 18-hour shift, and they got the 10 hours, and they're can't wait to leave. Yeah. Don't get me started.
Well, and we got the dealer show coming up. So, and I was thinking, we got our pre-show the day before on Friday the 1st, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday the 1st, we got our pre-show live stream at 5 o'clock. We got some funny stuff. We're gonna go through all the stuff we're gonna shoot. I thought it would be nice to like pay special tribute and say thanks to all the vendors. You gave me a list. It might be nice if you get a selfie of you and all these people, and then we can put that on our screen too.
Yeah, I'm just not photogenic.
Oh, look at you.
If I look like you, I'd probably do it. But that's one of the reasons I took down all the mirrors in my house for the same reason.
I got something for us that'll be more photogenic. Hold on one second.
All right.
I bought these the other day. They finally came. I figured we can wear them when we do the live stream. You've been wearing hats lately.
Yes, I have been. See what that looks like. I can get my glasses on here. Oh, yeah, there we go. I see it now. Yep. I saw those. I think that same hat on one of my commercials that pops up, when you go on the emails. It looks very similar to that.
Yeah, I got it on.
Very nice.
I got it on the internet, so I got one for you, one for me. We'll wear it on our live stream.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I've been wearing a lot of hats lately. I brought a hat with me to China too here.
There you go.
And brought my Johnny O hat. I might as well wear a Johnny O hat as long as I'm Johnny. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's any surprises that happen when you're out there?
Surprises. Let's see. No, not. No. The only surprise so far I got was my hotel. It must be that stupid company in San Francisco. Just when they have a convention, it's a big, huge company, and they do like. I don't know. It's a big company in Chicago as well. There's huge. I always forget their name. It starts with an S, I think. They do like, what do they do? I don't know. Systems for businesses, like computer systems or whatever like that. Or maybe they're
like Siemens or Cisco, or not Cisco, but Siemens.
Yeah, not like that. It's Salesforce.
Oh God, I hate Salesforce.
Oh,
yeah.
God. The room is usually like 300. The room is $1,000
in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, $1,000. Luckily, I had points, and normally I'm a kind of a mile hoarder type guy. Other than United miles. Jersey Mike's. Nobody's got 4,000 points of Jersey Mike's. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of a points hoarder. But I'm like, and I don't even know where else to stay. And I looked at the other hotels I stayed at before. Just, I walk into a hotel in San Francisco. They all know me. They know me by my name. Hey, you're back again. I saw you on the reservation. I knew you were coming in today. So yeah, my biggest surprise was $1,000 a night in San Francisco. But whatever. So that was my big surprise. But unfortunately, I had miles, so I knocked it down with money and miles to a normal rate. But Jesus, so yeah, it's got to be Salesforce again. And the last time I was in San Francisco, I'm going to tell the guy, send me an email when Salesforce having a meeting. So I book my trip around Salesforce because it's crazy.
Yeah, that's like it's like a data collection company. Huh?
Is that what they do? Collection company?
Well, no,
I know what they
data.
do.
Like Salesforce
Oh,
is like CRM. You wouldn't know what that is. Like I use Salesforce to log in calls that I go on, and you like I can go on Salesforce and I could see, oh, this other banker that that I work with, they've been calling on this company, and you put in your calls, and it tracks all your people's your connections and your communications with your clients, and it keeps up, it's a CRM relationship monitor. I don't know what they do. It's just huge though. I know that. I hate it.
oh my God, yeah. They have a big, and I never saw it before when I was driving downtown, whatever, last month, and I saw big building sales from, like, oh, well, that's one. But I guess their hub is, I guess their
Yeah.
headquarters is San Francisco.
Well, right. It's an
So
IT company, so that makes sense. That tracks.
yeah, but
I,
just craziness.
I remember the
So
charity that I worked for wanted me to to go on Salesforce because the national national was going to require it, and I said I'll quit this charity before I have to go on Salesforce twice for two different things.
oh, and then I'll tell you another big surprise. Obviously, um, most people don't understand, how things happen. So, but in the midst of all my travel and then booking hotels and planes everywhere all the time, it's just personal life and business life. So I get to the St. Regis Hotel in China, and they're like, "You have confirmation?" I'm like, yeah, let me see. They couldn't find I get my passport. You should look it right up. I have no reservation at my hotel in Changsha. I just been on a.
Was it?
I've been no, 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 no. I don't. I do all my own. You know what I mean? Because yeah, God forbid, I'd wind up at Motel 6. So, anyways, and then Steve would change it to a twin bed. But anyway, so I get to St. Regis Hotel and they have no rooms available. They're packed. So I go on the internet. I'm sitting at the desk. I go on the internet and I'm like, well, let me look on the internet because I just do it on the app, so I go on the app and I'm like, I didn't put my glasses on. I'm like, here we go. There's a room right here. She's like, I don't think you want this room. Like, no, the king bed, it's fine. She's like, no, it's a suite. And I don't know what the price was, about, $2,000 a day. No, cancel. After I come up with the confirmation or I hand it to her, it's like, I don't know if you want this. And then they had to call the manager over to cancel that because obviously I don't want to spend $2,000 a day here. So you gotta be careful with the St. Regis, whatever you do. So anyways, I said, well, what about the W Hotel? Because the W and St. Regis are connected, through basically a courtyard. And so they put me to W Hotel, and oh my God, that hotel, they say W Hotel is new money, St. Regis is old money.
Right.
Well, the W Hotel's cool. You walk in, they're always playing good music no matter what city you're in. The lounges are really nice. They got singers, they got, DJ, it's pretty cool. It's all black in there. It's like dark.
Was that the one with the Starr pillows?
Crazy. Yes, with the Starr pillows, the runway, the crazy statues. It's a cool vibe, but the room is pathetic. I mean, the room is so modern that it just, there's no desk. How am I working here? There's not even a desk. I mean,
desk in your room? Oh man.
There's no desk. There's a couch and a table, like a small table and a real weird looking couch, and the toilet is separate with this little corner sink. And then you walk into like an island, like a kitchen island, you'd say,
Yeah.
And one side of the island is a sink and, a mirror. And the other side of the island's like where you could make your tea and do your coffee or whatever. And then behind this island, you look, there's a very black, narrow, wet room. So you got this, and I have pictures of all this, and you got this shower that you walk into, and it's connected to this sunken tub. The whole room is black, and it's very narrow and long. It looks like you're and of course they got a window from the bathtub. You can look out to your room, but it's very claustrophobic in there. If you had to take a bath, for me anyway. I mean, I don't, but I'm just saying. So the room just is, then you get to the St. Regis room and you got a walk-in closet, you got a big huge bathroom, you got a big separate tub. You know, it's decorated like you decorate your house, not like you know.
Well, the
but,
W is more modern.
yeah, and young, but I had a hard time finding the bathroom, you know, like 5 a.m. I'm like, where the heck? And then you
Well,
got
it's
this
all
little
black,
corner. Yeah, and then there's this little corner sink. And then it's just ridiculous, you know. So yeah, so it was kind of crazy here. But
So
anyway, so that was my surprise.
So how's your inventory looking for Starr for this year?
Well, I'll tell you what, my list of red is getting bigger, which means that we don't have it or it's not coming in, or we're not carrying it. But inventory looks huge for Starr. I think we're in pretty good shape. But I do think we're going to run out a lot of stuff, which we need to regroup and change a lot of things, you know, with just too much variety because of the different categories. You know, we got a pro line category, we got a 1-1 category, you got a 200-gram category, a 500-gram category. You know, there's a lot of different categories, which gives you a lot more merchandise, you know.
So, but at the end
if
of the
you're
day,
not paying attention, I should say.
At the end of the day, anybody who calls up Starr, you're going to be able to fulfill their shelves for them with no problem.
Oh God, yeah. I'm not worried about it all, you know. And like I say, the stuff I will run out of can easily be replaced. You know, it can easily be replaced with another cake, another reloadable. But staple items, parachutes, ain't gonna happen. I mean, I hope it does. Maybe it will. I don't know. You know?
Don't forget
What's
while you're out.
we've heard any.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
go ahead. Don't forget what?
Don't forget while you're out there.
Well, don't forget what you're gonna say.
Yeah, don't forget while. Go ahead. You go first.
Okay. So, anyways, you know, people have been asking me over here about my prediction for 2026,
Right.
you know, season, and I'm like, I'm telling you, for me, it's 15% higher, and I'm hoping for 15% higher. After last year, I'm a little skeptical. I was way off last year, which doesn't usually happen in my life, but it did last year. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping I'm on, and of course I'm hoping I'm low, like the pyro junkie, you know, expecting so much more, and then celebration expecting so much more, you know, but I'm saying 15%. So as you know, the accounting mind that I have, and you know, I love obviously banking, money, accounting, all that stuff all goes together.
Right.
So I just asked a simple question to the people here in China. If you're asking me the prediction, and I tell you I'm hoping for 15% higher, and then you're saying that you've heard higher predictions, the question I asked them, so did they up their order? And all of them said, no, not really. So then where's this money? Where's this inventory going to come from?
Right.
I mean, you know, if you're telling me that 15 to 20% increase, then I better be buying 15 to 20% more in product. If that's what if I'm the one making a prediction, I should be the one buying the product. So, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Put your money where your mouth is. Right.
Yeah. I mean, so they haven't seen that in China. So it doesn't really matter what my prediction is, because in 2020, my prediction was right and none of us had enough merchandise. I had plenty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
just the way it goes. We'll see what happens. But everything in China is kind of flat. Housing is low. The fireworks market is not that good, but there's a couple of reasons for that. You know, a lot of people are looking at their warehouse going, oh my God, it's stockpiled, because they got them containers in after 4th of July due to the tariffs. So they, for the first time, have to see a bunch of merchandise in their warehouse, and it looks like a lot. Could be overwhelming. I'm not, doesn't buy, my word doesn't matter to me. It's always stockpiled. So it doesn't really matter. So that could be a fear factor. Hey, we got all this, but once it starts selling, it doesn't, maybe is not as much as they think it is. And then the second point is that who knows what people are sitting on. Last year was such a flat year that they're probably sitting on a lot of merchandise,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
time will tell. Yeah, we've had that discussion many
Yeah.
times in the last 8 to 10 months about how it's
Yeah.
going. So,
Yeah.
don't. What I was going to ask you before was, don't forget to while you're out there, see if you can get any giveaways and stuff for our our
Oh,
event coming up.
okay. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we gotta give
Um,
stuff to the people.
Oh, we got some tea.
I don't think they're gonna
We got
want
some
tea.
We got some tea, and I got a great bottle of Beluga, a Russian vodka. And now, I like vodka. I just ordered the same one out of habit. I'm not a connoisseur by any means, don't get me wrong, but I never drink vodka straight because A, I couldn't handle it, and B, I don't like the taste of it that much. But I will say that I took a little sip of this Russian Beluga vodka straight. So, I don't want to insult the people by pouring 7 Up. How are you going to taste the vodka if you're pouring 7 Up in there, right? So I took a little taste of it, and I will tell you, it was like drinking a fine tequila. How some tequila burns your throat,
Yep.
and other tequilas actually, wow, this tastes pretty good. I was very impressed with the Russian vodka. So that was another one of my surprises. So we got some Russian vodka, we got some tea, we got what else we got? That's about it.
I'm thinking
that's-
t-shirts, hats, keychains, luggage tags is what I'm thinking.
All right, so then you want the vodka for yourself, what you're saying.
No, I don't. I'm a tequila guy. I'd rather have the tequila.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, that you're not gonna get.
I'd like, I wish we were right now sitting poolside at the Four
Yeah.
Seasons in Cabo,
Yeah.
eating
It's
some
amazing how
pineapples.
much it's amazing how much I love that bar. I go there all the time. I just love going there in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
that-
I'm not an afternoon drinker, but I do love going there. I was just telling something about that. I was telling actually my buddy from Cabo. I'm like, I says I really love that bar in Four Seasons. I go, I just like going there, the ambiance,
that tequila and what did I have? I had Casamigos and Club Soda. Man, it was the best drink I've ever had. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
see,
hell he
that's
did
what,
to it.
yeah.
It was refreshing. It's like, no burn, no
They,
nothing.
they do really good there. I wonder if there's just a way I can see, only so I don't screw up these people here. If I can see my
We're almost done.
real quick, let me just, got it. Hospital business line of season good mileage something. Okay, so that's good. That was a nothing. So I just thought maybe it might be my guy, but it's not. So, anyways,
There
yeah.
you go.
So yeah, that Four Seasons. I would like full-side Four Seasons.
Oh, you can't
What is
see
that?
it.
That's fine.
No, there we go.
Oh yeah, I can see it there. Yeah, there you
That's
are.
us at the
Yep.
Four
There I am.
Seasons. Yeah,
Yeah, up in the fours. Oh yeah, there's Chino and there's Oscar. Yep.
yeah. There
Yeah,
you
well,
go.
we're gonna see everybody this next week. Chino's coming, Oscar's coming.
Chino's
so-
coming to Fargo.
Chino's coming to Fargo. He's making a special debut, and he's getting there early to help me work. I'm like, good. I like your style.
Really? The
Yeah,
Donger's going to be in Chicago. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Fargo.
In
Neil's
Fargo.
going to be there. Yeah,
Who?
Neil's going to be
Neil's
there.
going to be there. I
Neil,
talked to him the
yeah.
other day. Yeah, Neil's
Yeah,
going to be
and then
there.
and lucky for Neil that you're going to have, well, you have a brand new desk up in the counting room, huge, beautiful chair, a high top.
As long as I
you're
don't
gonna
have to bring it, as long as I don't have to carry it up there, I'm okay.
No, you're going to have a double screen up there with a big screen with that nice arm that you installed before. You'll have another one.
There you go.
Yeah. And Neil's bringing up some extra monitors for me and paper and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Looking
Let's.
forward to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it looks like you're okay in China. It looks like you're a little cold. You got a hoodie. I never seen a hoodie. Is it cold out there?
It's very cold out. Yeah. I actually, I always forget something, and I didn't bring a jacket with me to San Francisco, and it was freezing. So I ended up buying this really nice jacket. I'll show it to you real quick here. Can you see that? Really nice jacket.
Look
Yeah,
at
it says
you.
a little flag on there.
Nice.
Little San Francisco on there. Let's see where that's at. Yeah, one of them. There it is, little San Francisco. Can you see that?
Yeah. Look at you.
So,
Very nautical. You'll be on your boat with that thing.
well, exactly. I said, at least I can wear it again. You know what I mean? And it is nautical. I might have said San Francisco on there, but so I had to buy that jacket in San Francisco because I was freezing, and I did pack a lot of short sleeve shirts. Last 2 days were gorgeous. Friday, Hong Kong was great. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was great over here, and then last night it turned ugly. Today's ugly all day long. Well, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. It's 7:30 in the evening for you. It's 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So today's Tuesday. Monday it turned. Monday wasn't bad, wasn't as good, but then today got cold. Yeah. But there's no demos for me, so I don't really care. But I did bring my jacket with me, so that was good. And I got my hoodie on. Yeah, I brought a lot of short sleeve shirts, so I'm gonna run out of clothes at some point here.
Right, yeah. Well,
and
let's
anyway,
let's end this one. You got someone picking you up. I got to go to work.
Yeah, I got to go to work too.
Maybe over the weekend we'll do one more of these. We'll get an update before you actually come home.
Okay, sounds good. Yep.
All right, so we'll talk to you later. I'll get working on the birthday bash in a box.
Hey, we'll do something. I'll say, guess how many cases aren't coming in. We'll make it fun. All righty.
Yep.
I'll talk
to you later. Later.
All right. Bye.
Nothing to see here, please.